This is Hot Flashes. I'm Helen Quigley, the producer, and this is a podcast made from inspiration and perspiration. Each episode features 2 monologues about menopause, and I ask the writer and my friend Helena Jevons about the story behind them. Memory lane is closed for repairs, charts a day in the life of brain fog, and a head full of so many things that they fall out indiscriminately. Nothing major, but enough annoyances and embarrassments that maybe some HRT might be a good idea. First though, Mirror Mirror. Not much on this one in case of spoilers, but it's a different take on a classic Disney baddie. For years, everyone just assumed the evil queen in Snow White was pure evil.
So this one is really personal to me because the very first film that I went to see when I was a little child with my dad was Snow White. And now I watch it now, it's really horrifying and terrifying for small, like really properly horrifying. I'm like, what on earth was any adult doing taking children to see this? But anyway, I did have a glass of wine this night and I was drinking it and Snow White just suddenly sprang into my head. And I was like, oh, that would be really interesting just to think, well, maybe she wasn't evil. Maybe that was just her losing control of what she used to look like as she aged. You know, we're at an age where quite a few of my friends are starting to have Botox and be concerned about wrinkles and all those kind of things that, again, the Western world values youth. And so it was really interesting to write that one. That is a favourite, definitely.
I'll never forget the first time I went to the cinema. I was 6, clutching my dad's hand like it was the Holy Grail, and we went to see Snow White, a Disney classic. I was enchanted. The colours, the songs, the animals helping her clean, adorable. And that evil queen, terrifying. Her cold, calculating voice, the way she stalked around her castle, muttering to that creepy mirror. Dad had to carry me out halfway because I was sobbing so hard. Fast forward 43 years and I'm re-watching it on Disney+, glass of Merlot in hand because I'm cultured now, and suddenly it hits me like a hot flush. She's not evil. She's just menopausal. Think about it. The whole plot is basically a hormonal meltdown. First of all, the mirror. Classic symptom. You're standing there one morning, staring at your reflection, and it's like, who is this hag? The skin's gone a bit, well, let's say textured. The hair's thinning, and God help us, the eyebrows are migrating south. So what does the queen do? She starts talking to her reflection. We've all done it. Am I still hot? Do I look tired? Be honest. Except her reflection answers, which is not great for your mental health. And then there's the rage. Snow White is clearly a hormonal trigger. The Queen looks at this chirpy little teenager with her perfect skin, waist like a twig, and that voice, so high-pitched and grating. I mean, she's basically TikTok personified. No wonder the Queen loses it. One too many someday my prince will comes, and she's like, right, you're getting the poisoned apple. Let's talk about that poisoned apple, though, because that's just the midlife diet in disguise, isn't it? Eat this, it's good for you. Meanwhile, you're sneaking a Snickers bar in the pantry at 10 p.m. because no amount of kale is going to make you feel better about chin hairs. And the whole disguise thing? Total menopausal move. She's wandering around the castle thinking, well, if I wear a cloak and hunch a bit, maybe no one will notice the weight gain. She's even got the sinister cackle down. That's me every time I find my kid's stash of crisps after I've told them we're all going low carb. But here's the kicker. It's not even about Snow White, really. It's about her losing control. Her kingdom is in chaos. Her hormones are staging a coup, and she's trying to hold it all together with a bad eyeliner job and a vendetta against a girl who probably hasn't even had her first period. Honestly, rewatching it was an epiphany. I don't think the Queen was evil. I think she was hot, tired, and bloated. And let's be real, Who among us hasn't wanted to punt a cheery 20-something into the woods just for singing too loudly? So here's to the Queen, the real hero of Snow White. She didn't need a huntsman or a prince. She needed HRT, a spa day, and maybe a therapist to talk her through her mirror issues. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go reheat the tea. For the 4th time. Cheers to menopause. And to Dad, for not explaining any of this back in 1981.
This next one is one I really like, mainly because of the performance, is Memory Lane is closed for repairs. That's a personal one as well, isn't it?
This is personal. I mean, you recognise some of the anecdotes in this one as being my anecdotes. The most, well, I won't spoil it for you, but absolutely one of my most mortifying experiences dropping my children off at school is in this one. Yes. Oh, God. And yeah, because that's sort of just like the brain fogginess. Like the brain fog is a real thing. And especially if you're trying to hold down quite a serious job in quite a serious company, it's really hard as a woman to be suddenly going, I know I was chairing a meeting and I was just, what were we talking? Like just that, I knew it 5 seconds ago and now I have no idea, sometimes even what I'm doing in this room or where the car keys are or where my glasses are or all the other things. And it's like who am I now? Like my memory is just gone. And yes, this is an absolutely brilliant performance.
Where the hell have I left them? I had them a minute ago. Then you put them down and you had them on when you were... Oh, it's happened again. I swear it's like I left my brain in the trolley at Tesco's. 1 minute I'm in the middle of something, the next I'm just standing there like a right idiot trying to remember what I came in for. I got caught in a speed camera the other day and then they sent me the letter saying, were you the driver of the car at such and such a time? Well, to start with, I didn't remember being there at all. Up by the airport it was, but I knew no one else had had it. And then 3 hours later, I remembered. Oh, aye, I was there that day visiting that nice man who does that first aid training. And then I remembered that I had just gone round the roundabout just before that speed camera 6 times because I'd forgotten why I was there and where I was going. So I just went round the roundabout a few times again while it came back to me. I mean, I don't suppose you get off the ticket for menopausal memory loss, do you? I used to be sharp as a tack. Oh, aye, I did. Worked in the hospital 30 odd years. Always had a mind for details. Patients' meds, schedules, names. Knew them like the back of my hand. Now I'm lucky if I can remember if I brushed my teeth. Yesterday, I poured the tea straight into the sugar bowl. Looked like I was making cement in my own kitchen. No as bad as the previous day, mind. I'd been running about to get my grandkids to school and I grabbed the wee one's water bottle. It's a lovely sort of gooseberry green it is, that bottle, right? So I got them to school just in time, shoved the water bottle into his teacher's hand and wondered why she's giving me this funny look and she tries to give me the bottle back. I'm like, no, that's for the bairn. Well, it was only then I realised it was his ma's bottle of gooseberry gin that must have been out on the counter. Can you imagine? Sending a 6-year-old to school with a bottle of gin. Oh, and didn't get me started on names. Good God, it's like every face is floating about in my head just out of reach. The other day I ran into Mary. I've known her since school, mind you. I called her Maggie. Maggie? And she just stares at me, bless her, looking at me like I've gone daft. And then I think, oh wait, is it Maggie or is it Mary? But by that point it's too late, so I just go with Hen. Nice and safe. Everybody's Hen now. Even my cats. I know folk mean well when they say, "Ach, Mo, it's just your age." Aye, well, maybe it is. But I didn't think age would mean feeling like a stranger in my own head, you know. Last week I'm sitting there staring at the telly remote for ages, trying to turn the lights on with it. And then I sat there thinking, this can't be me, surely. But listen, here's the daft thing.
Ken, sometimes it's almost funny. Aye. Like I'll be looking for my keys and I find a biscuit tin in the fridge. And I'm trying to remember that there's a bit of humour in it, even if it feels like my brain's going on a permanent holiday. Aye, so I'm just taking it as it comes. One day I'll remember where I left my glasses. And the next, I'll put my slippers in the air fryer. But then I think, just laugh. Just laugh at yourself and you'll get by. I mean, the mind's a bit like an old bookshop, eh? You never know what you'll find in the corner. Or if you'll find anything at all. But there's comfort in the rummaging. Do you know, Hank? Now, where on earth are my glasses? They're on my head. They're on my head. Oh, Mo.
In this episode of Hot Flashes Menopause Monologues, Helena Jevons and I talked about what inspired Mirror Mirror, performed by Louisa Gummer, and Memory Lane is Closed for Repairs, performed by Gayanne Potter. The Menopause Monologues are written by Helena Jevons. For more about the books, events and the podcast, visit hotflashes.info. Hot Flashes is produced by me, Helen Quigley, and is a Soundliness production.